Public transportation plays a significant role in finding solutions to the numerous challenges facing residents of the Columbia Gorge. Whether it's stimulating our economy by giving consumers the ability to get to stores, saving families money on transportation costs, creating a cleaner environment by cutting down on emissions, improving our quality of life, or providing access to increased opportunities for residents, public transportation is the answer to many of the problems we face in our rural communities.
We have a very wide area with dispersed populations. It's a rural area with some basic market community centers. And so if you're looking at an overall solution for the entire region, I believe that it has to include a mix. It has to include investment into infrastructure and roads, especially as you're looking at further reaches in the very rural populations. It also has to have increased resources going into the public transportation providers, so the buses and the vans that are provided, because especially if you're looking at an elderly population, and we are increasing in the age of our communities, that's a primary resource for being able to get people back and forth and ensuring that those have appropriate ADA vehicles for those resources. But then also as you get into some of the main community centers, you'll see a lot more biking and walking, and so public transportation. There's some really dynamic ideas related to how you increase that through both your building and also through incentives that you're providing. So I think for our region, given the fact that we are so broad, you do have to have a mix of increasing resources for basic infrastructure as well as public transportation providers, operations and maintenance, as well as vehicles, and then also in communities for bicycle and pedestrian usage.
Public transportation enhances personal opportunities. Public transportation provides personal mobility and freedom for people from every walk of life. Access to public transportation gives people transportation options to get to work, go to school, visit friends, or go to a doctor's office. Public transportation provides access to job opportunities for millions of Americans.
As far as public transit in the Hispanic community, it's a necessity, a big necessity, mostly from the economic impact. Having sometimes big families working, all working to support the family. As far as public transit helps a lot in a way of helping them live a good life as far as economically comfortable.
If we had the transportation here in Lisle, we would be able to go and look for things like jobs and other things like cars and houses, and to be able to move somewhere where it's bigger, where there's a lot more opportunities. Public transportation means a lot to me. I have 2 kids and I don't have a driver's license. For a lot of people, there are a lot of obstacles in getting a driver's license or even an ID. There are a lot of people here in Lisle who have very low income and don't have the money to buy a car. And there are a lot of kids who can't afford to buy cars because they don't have jobs, or they still go to school but would like to be able to get from here to White Salmon or the Dalles or wherever, really. I would use the transportation if it was provided, because it would help me a lot in getting to doctor's appointments and anything else that's needed. I've lived in Lisle for almost 10 years, and Lisle doesn't have a lot, but when things are provided, people use them. And it's important that things are used when they're provided.
Here not long ago, went through the process of as far as licensing the drivers. And we all know the story how you had to have so many documents in order to get your license. That really put a major stress on the Hispanic community, because they were very worried as to how am I going to get to where I need to go now. But public transit will take some of that stress and some of that, it will help them be more at ease, because now I can get to where I'm going.
Individuals who ride public transportation can save on average $9,293 annually based on the April 5, 2010 national average gas price and the national unreserved monthly parking rate. On a per-month basis, transit riders can save on average $774 per month. Over the past month, the cost per gallon of gas has increased 13 cents.
For it when it dries in my yard, and I am ready to go, and they call me sunshine.
So the efficiencies that we see as we increase transportation then increase the quality of life for all of the residents in the area.
When I lived in Portland when I was younger, me and my mom and my sisters would always use the TriMet and the Max bus station, and I think it was a nice way to be able to get around without it just being a one-on-one thing, like if you were hitchhiking. It's not as scary as being with somebody you don't know. You know, you don't know who the bus driver could be on the Max or the TriMet, but yet there's other people around, so you know nothing's going to happen.
In general, it helps in many ways. Sometimes even socially it helps, because they might be on the bus where they meet a new person, meet a new friend, make a new friend, or find out that they have access to other things. So I guess from a family's view, it almost helps being more social.
When I get on the bus, everybody yells, "Hey, Junie!" It is, everybody hollers good morning, and it is a wonderful day.